good evening and welcome to the Line Travellers. I'm Peacock.
And I am Licks.
How you going, man? What's going on?
Well, as we were discussing before, I'm sure you're all aware out there in the world about the tragic demise of the Titan submarine crew and what potentially happened to them. But anyway, so you're well versed in what's going on in the old Titan submarine.
By a company called Seagate, who has been, man, they're going through several fucking lawsuits prior to this. But I imagine this will be the big one that may shut down the company. You know what I mean?
Well, in that regards, I think it's called Ocean Gate. But anyway,
Ocean Gate. Yeah.
Now, to them to get sued, the CEO has also vanished in that ship. So he's not going to get sued.
CEO was on the
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was piloting it.
Yeah, good heavens.
I think he's like
a big insurance claim.
Yeah. I think he's one that, I don't know, engineered it or something, whatever. And
yes.
I think all the safety concerns they had, and
there was an engineer that brought up saying this is ridiculously unsafe, and he was fired. That only happened last year, the year before.
Yeah, man, you got to take risks sometime, you know.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Especially going, was it 12,000? No, is it 12,500 feet?
4 kilometers. 4 kilometers.
4?
Yeah, it was 4 kilometers.
That's fucking nothing.
Yeah, in a makeshift fucking submarine made out of old coffee cans. That's fucking heat.
And yeah, they were bolted in. I think before they go down, they get bolted in. They were using it's probably everyone's well aware of a Logitech gaming controller to maneuver the ship. Is it a ship or what do you call it? A vessel.
A vessel, perhaps?
Or we could also call it now their tomb.
Well, this is true. This is true. So,
yeah, go ahead.
Man, I've only just been looking at a couple of things of the people that unfortunately perished on this submersible tomb. But one of The Simpsons that wrote the episode about, I remember that episode, it might have been season 14, where Homer and Moe join the Navy and the submarine sinks.
Oh, yep.
He wrote that episode.
He was on it?
Yes, he was on it.
So he wrote his own demise. Interesting.
Yeah, that's it, man. Man, The Simpsons does it yet again.
They must have a, what do you call it, a time machine or some kind of device. Or maybe they're writing history.
I believe another dude on there was a direct descendant from people that died on the Titanic. But that's not really ironic. I suppose he just wanted to go down there and see how it all went down.
I don't know. They paid a lot of money to go down there, and they imploded. So
did they not pay $250,000 a seat?
Yeah, I think it was like that. And there was as we discussed, a man and his 19-year-old son, unfortunately, perished as well. Who knows what happens on board? But anyway, that's another story to tell later on. And on that, there's a lot of theories out there that, obviously, I think James Cameron knew at the start because, he's like some kind of, what do you call it, edgelord, submarine man.
Yeah.
He what do you call it? He said he knew at the start that they imploded due to like some kind of communication.
But James Cameron had a fucking say on this.
Yeah, because, man, he's like well known in the industry, man. You know that?
Cameron, yes. He fucking went down there to Titanic. He's like the sublord, is he?
Yeah. So he just lagged out then. But yeah, James Cameron is the sublord. He's done heaps of dives, man. He's well versed. I think he's gone down to the Mariana Trench to the bottom.
He definitely has not gone down to the bottom, but he may have gone further than anyone else has been. Isn't the Mariana Trench like 4 Eiffel Towers deep?
It's deeper than that, man. Like 11 kilometers.
Yeah, I don't think fucking James Cameron has been down there, man.
Well, why would he lie to us? Tell me that.
Man,
why do you hate James Cameron?
I reckon Peter Jackson's better, man.
He's more of a bear, Peter Jackson.
Yeah, straight up.
He's sweaty looking. Man,
yeah,
Peter Jackson wouldn't fit on the sub anyway. But maybe James Cameron also wish he was on that sub due to the who was on it. Maybe he wanted to be involved.
Do you reckon
Yeah.
another conspiracy like the Titanic. Like there was a lot of rich people, and they reckon, as we both discussed numerous times, that the Titanic was sunk due to these like millionaires at the point in time to wipe them, because as everyone knows, the density of ice is less than the density of 3-inch plate fucking steel. An iceberg cannot cut through it.
Well, how do we know that they properly built the ship with the specs you are saying? Like, obviously, they did have titanium was involved in the ship. I know we discussed it before, but I've researched it before. I've got it up here in link, and I'll send it to you. That part of the ship where the iceberg hit was made for titanium due to iceberg reasons. Now, what do you say about that?
I would say that is fake news.
All right, I know there was a lot of millionaires on there. And,
titanium is a man-made fucking alloy. I don't think they had it back then.
All right, well, we'll agree to disagree on the Titanic once again, as you know, it's a hot topic on us. Yes, they were saying, obviously millionaires on there, and they could have been patent holders, apparently, some of them. That's why it might have sunk.
Insurance job, they reckon?
Oh, yeah. Insurance job. Do you reckon? Who the fuck's going to... Who would even insure a fucking ship that size?
So before the Titanic, we've spoken about this before, there was another fucking... it was a giant like cruise liner. It was called the...
We'll bring it up.
It was something fucking fantastic. But that fucking didn't even get out of the fucking docks, and it sunk, and they reckon the Titanic, so they pushed that off, man, and they needed the insurance money of that to cover both ships to fucking break even. But that's just another conspiracy theory. They also reckon, so this is the most like kind of quirky one, but I kind of find it like really fucking cool. There's a sarcophagus called the the priestess of the sun or something like that. But anyway, they'd stolen it from the ancient Egyptian ruins. Fucking ancient. Don't quote me on the priestess of the sun. I'm just saying that's what it fucking is. We'll put up the actual title here. But so back in the day, they fucking like, you know how the British like museum people were always in there like raiding fucking ancient Egyptian shit.
Yeah, fucking oath.
So they had this sarcophagus, man, and they raided it out of the fucking pyramid, and it went to multiple people, including the British Museum, and a lot of people had fucking died when it was around due to mysterious circumstances. They were shipping it from England across to America. What ship was that on?
Let me guess, the SS Titanic?
The SS Titanic.
So, okay, well, that brings a bit more sense to the conspiracy of it getting sunk, etc. and that. Obviously, people in there, but like, so if the iceberg can't pierce its hull, then how was it sunk? Explosives? Was there a suicide mission?
Apparently. Well, they're just calling it the unlucky mummy. That's I can't be fucked going through it and finding the actual thing. But so yeah, that's another sort of conspiracy about the fucking Titanic.
You know, this day and age in information we have our hands of is plausible. Honestly. True. Back then, you could get away with anything, you know, like sinking a ship.
Yeah.
So, bringing up that conspiracy then, so with this submarine, the Titan from Ocean Gate, do you reckon there could be something potentially on the board? There was some famous, or not famous, rich people on there as well. Could this be a hit by the CIA, feds, glowies?
When you see multiple rich people go down, and you got to think of why, you know what I mean? Especially when you think of a security detail. Can you imagine the security detail of a fucking billionaire? They've got a security team, and they've probably got a security detail watching that security team. You know what I mean? I struggle to believe that these idiots were just like, okay, let's just like go down 4 kilometers like to see the Titanic and these 240 drums that were welded together. I just find that fucking weird. Hey,
it could be set up like, you know, he's done the trip multiple times. The CEO, maybe they're looking at this guy because he's a bit dodgy, right? You know, he had a statement. I think he's in 2022 with CBS. He said, he quotes, "At some point, safety is just a pure waste. I mean, if you just want to be safe, don't get out of bed, don't get in your car, don't do anything." He said that.
Oh, Jesus.
So now he's on the doomed titanium, allegedly imploded. So maybe they set it up to implode.
So, have they found any remains of the people or parts of the
Ah,
submarine?
I think they found the tail end cone or something around the Titanic. So
Gee,
even though the news organizations were having a
here's
death countdown on their
yes,
air, they already were dead. But did
yeah,
you
but
see
bro,
that they had a countdown of these
yeah,
people's demise?
I thought that was like rather macabre. You know what I mean? But man, here's another like point of interest that I think is a little bit odd. All these like a lot of these people in the submarine were extremely well off. Yes.
Yeah, pretty sure you have to be.
Would
But yeah,
their would their next of kin say you had billions of dollars? I could guarantee you could organize a salvage and rescue mission. Like if you had billions of dollars, like that before the government could. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand why they didn't do it with their own fucking money. Like if I had billions of dollars and my fucking old man was down, like sub, you've got billions of dollars. You have unlimited
yeah.
resources. You could do it before anything.
Well, why wouldn't the ship that's capable to put a submarine down there not have some kind of retrieval machine on them, or the capability to search for them afterwards straight away? Why do they have to rely on the Navy? And obviously they can help, but why wouldn't this vessel that's state of the art not have these things? They didn't want to find them for
Yeah,
whatever reason.
yeah.
And now they're going
I
to
think
play, oh, it's fucking imploded. The guy was unsafe. The CEO, they just, he was crazy, obviously, but
I think it's worth looking into what how many people are on board? 5, 6 people?
5 people, so it was five
Yeah.
people.
So
And the CEO, so he was included.
so I think it's probably extremely important to probably look into what these people had going on, sort of
Outside of this.
incommunicado, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Maybe about any patents coming up, shit like
Well,
that. You know?
as we're seeing with quite famous being as even a 24-hour, 7 days a week, secured facility, federal facility, people somehow kill themselves.
Yes.
It's happened all the time. But
Hmm.
anyway, this also could be an attack on the submarine industry as well for some unknown reason. That, as you said before, that maybe they now not going to let people build their own subs.
Man.
Some control.
Yeah, yeah. They're like, you're not building your own damn
Yeah,
subs.
you see that
Man,
cunt fucking imploded. Or as we seen the guy on the rocket ship.
bro, I don't even know if I'd trust you and I to build our own fucking canoe, let alone a fucking
Yeah,
sub. You know what I mean?
yeah. As we said, yeah, we're about to fucking set our first maiden voyage, man. We're just like, yeah, just bolt us in, eh?
Yeah, yeah, bold as in. Man, speaking of dumb shit across the water, going across Swansea Bridge
Yeah.
not too long ago, and I said to the hen, I said, me and Lixie Boy, see that sand island in there? Me and Lixie Boy, as teenage boys, swam across that channel to the sand island in open water. She's like,
Yeah.
you fucking serious? I was like, yes.
Yes, we
So why
did.
did you do that? I said, I don't know.
We're
What?
men. Oh, we weren't
Yeah.
men then. We thought we were. We're
Yeah.
pre-pubescent teens, maybe, or maybe some of us were
I
not.
think we were like 16 or something like that. But man, I quite often look back on the shit that like we've done as sort of your teenage years. Man, the shit you do when you're a teenager is fucking highly illegal. Hey, and you just didn't care. You just didn't care.
Yeah, well, at that time, I guess you just didn't feel like nothing would happen. Well, you know what I mean? Like you're not
Yeah.
going to implode, um, shit like that.
Mm. Speaking of, so what's been happening with the UAP whistleblower?
So there's not much happened since the past. What do you call it? He spoke out in that.
Mm.
There was a summary I had up. I don't know where I put it,
Mm.
but there's a few claims in that I can go in detail, or some of the claims. There was a good one. Oh, so yeah, in 1933, this came out with the stories and that, and all these other people whistleblowing as well. So they said in 1933, a craft was recovered in Italy by Mussolini's forces.
Great.
Did you hear about that one?
Yeah. So Mussolini recovered a craft.
So his forces in 1933, they recovered one in Italy. So it goes on that it was incepted by the US in 1944 or 45, and so David Grouse, which is the whistleblower, that dude, I think he's bald as well. Anyway, he was unsure. So if these lines up with historical whatever, but he said we can assume 1945 aligned with history, and Grouse showcased a handwritten memo in Italian that also contained small drawings at the bottom as proof of this craft, and apparently there were aliens on board.
in 1933, man, it doesn't really fucking surprise me, man. They've been talking about crash crafts, man, since like the Renaissance periods. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like those photos and sorry, the paintings and that, the craft
Painting
in the Vatican and that.
Yeah, of crafts that have been crashed. And Mr. Grouch, doesn't he claim that the Vatican holds all of this fucking shit? And man, speaking of, when you speak about the fucking Vatican, right?
Yeah.
Who has the most to lose if it comes out that there was an alien force, maybe we were created by the Anunnaki, we were brought here by someone else. Who has the most to lose? The fucking Vatican.
Of course, exactly right. I'm not going to say people believe what they want to believe, but it's high. It's a fucking cult, right?
Man, I think all religions.
They have their own land. They're tax free. They hold their own laws and rules. They can protect people. They protect priests that have done things to people.
Horrible things.
So, like, look, if you want to be religious, I don't mind. Whatever, I can believe whatever I want as well. But in saying that, yes, if something did come out like that, it would destroy that. It would probably destroy people's. There would probably be mass suicides. I could imagine.
I think probably the most famous fucking photo of a painting of a UAP, the Virgin Mary holding the baby Jesus. I forget who fucking did it, but there's a UAP in the fucking background. There's a little fucking disc. Yeah,
there's been multiple paintings and stuff like that and shaped similar things like. So look. They're there. There's aliens. There is whatever the fuck they are, interdimensional beasts, reptilians. They're there, and if you can't see that, I don't know what's wrong with you. There's been footage. There's been fucking military footage that they've decided to release. There's all these whistleblowers going down, and no one gives a fuck. They more care about a submarine,
bro.
And God rest their souls.
There's more evidence to support the fact that there is evidence against it.
Yeah, well. Obviously, it's being suppressed for whatever reason. As they go through, like, there is a shadow government, apparently, holding this. The Vatican apparently have information, but they don't want to give to us because obvious reasons, like you stated before. And also, what else do we have here? Yeah, so they also believe that they call them NHIs, non-human intelligence. And they also reckon they could be interdimensional. So this is what they're saying as well.
That's what they're saying in the brief.
Yeah, the whistleblowers and that. The craft that they found, let me get it up for you. So, the Italian UFO crash in 1945, they said that these aliens, they found twin aliens. I think it was a male and female, well, what we would call a male and female, which had blonde, you'll love this one, blonde, blue-eyed, and large foreheads.
Beautiful.
So, this could be a certain race that someone believed in those times.
That's what they documented.
Yes, and there was drawings as well. They've got a drawing on there. They look fucking weird, man. I'll send it to you. I'll put it up as well. 1933.
1933. I was going to say because 1945, man, that was the decline of the war. You know what I mean? So 1933. It's true.
Yeah. So then I think in the 40s or 45, once the war won, the US got their hand on these craft from Mussolini's forces. And they said the craft were football field size, and football field size.
It's true.
And the French newspaper at the time said the US had possession of a Bell-like craft, which Benito Mussolini's government had recovered in northern Italy in 1933.
Man, so this is what blows my fucking mind, man. Like, so, man, that would have been ancient tech to ETs back then. You know what I mean? Like, and now I assume their tech and everything has evolved since then, much like ours has.
Yeah, and probably twice as fast, or no, not twice as fast, a lot times faster. If their tech's like that, imagine the advancement they've gone through.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And man, I would also think that a lot of their fucking sort of like the Tic Tacs and sort of like things they can send down would be unmanned. You know what I mean? They'd be drone-like vehicles. Because why would you send a manned craft down to Earth, which is probably the most hostile race
to get their flu vaccinations after number?
You know what I mean? Like, man, if we see anything that we don't know what it is, we're like, kill it, shoot it down.
Exactly right. They have shot them down, man.
Yes, they have.
Northern America, and
the Yukon, yeah,
the Yukon. I actually sent a video of, because they said, we went there and they tried to recover it. There was bad weather. There was actually a guy working out there in an oil rig or something, whatever in the field where the craft went down, and he was filming like multiple C-130s, fucking Black Hawks getting refueled, doing loops and stuff and that. And the US government like, oh, it's bad weather there. We couldn't retrieve anything. It's clear as fuck.
It's all bullshit, man.
Exactly.
It's all fucking bullshit.
Man, and if it comes out and the aliens look like ET, and I'll probably an armed revolt, man.
Well,
I do not like that thing. As we discussed before.
Yeah, but see, they could have. Like, there's, I don't know, like
you'd shoot
our boy Greer, man, reckons they're not here to fucking harm. Bro, if they were here to harm us, wiped us out a millennia ago. They could wipe us out right now. I think, in my opinion, I honestly think they are concerned with the way humanity's going and what we're doing to our own planet. Hey.
Yeah, well, they're probably concerned about that. They might think of Earth as maybe they were here before or something for whatever reason. Well, maybe they want to see. Obviously, you know how they always talk about how fucking if we're close to nuclear war, something happens. Like they appear more or something.
Bro, when we split the atom, man, that's when ET activity absolutely fucking boomed. Absolutely boomed. They have gone to nuclear silos, and people can Google this. They've gone to UAPs have gone to nuclear and completely shut off the power just to show that they can fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly right. So they're definitely I don't know. Do they want us in a one world government? Is that what they want? Or one world culture? Is that what they want us to do on ourselves? Because that shit ain't going to happen unless someone wipes themselves.
Man, I don't think a one world government is probably going to happen in our lifetime, especially with all the superpowers, China, India, Russia, the US. Like, no one's really going to fucking bow down to the one world government. You know what I mean? Do I believe that probably 12 people run the whole show? Absolutely. I do. But I don't know how they're going to orchestrate it to make it a, you know what I mean?
Well, isn't that what Stephen Greer, doesn't he state that, what was it? Fuck, now I lost it.
They would stage an alien attack.
Yeah, so that stuff, and also
and Project Bluebeam also talks about that too.
Yeah, so with the black projects, even this David Grush guy says there's a shadow governments. There's all this technology that they're withholding. There's people who've seen things like Stephen Greer had it on his show where he had an army guy who's seen like this spaceship in Indonesia, and I don't know why they were there. Anyway, they were there, and apparently they were smuggling drugs in this craft and humans.
Yeah, look, I think human trafficking is absolutely fucking huge at like this point in time, man. It is absolutely huge.
So what is right, Ben? Like, if they're not threatening, or like, why would they trust like this shadow government, these UAPs or interdimensional aliens or who the fuck they are?
These are the questions you got to ask, but are the answers you're going to get back the true answers? You know what I mean? Like,
it's a site, man, like MK Ultra.
Yeah, exactly. Like, man,
brainwashing.
You can speculate on everything, and you can. This is what I like to do, man. I ingest like a lot of conspiracy theories and stuff like that, and then you can sort of get a grasp on everything and filter out the bullshit. But even then, you might be wrong. You know, you might be wrong, man. Man, we live in a time where we were locked down for 2 years because of the flu. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, true.
What you and I could think could be completely fucking wrong.
That's true. If they can do that to us human and normies, then imagine. Yeah, I guess people don't want to. They just want to think of this as bullshit, or they just don't have the vested interest unless it concerns them right now. Them. You know? Like, you know, or with that pandemic stuff. You know, like if they can do that to us, I can only imagine what they can do if they had some other kind of information on this. Especially, they do know what's going on in the reality of this everything. They know. But they don't trust us with the information.
Man, but to tell you the truth, like, as you know, I'm not a government shill, but if I had the knowledge that they do, and you know how ridiculously 99% of the fucking population are, would you want to give them that information? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
And like, I for the government, but you also, when you look at the general populace and you're like, everyone's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Well, they probably think we're idiots.
Yeah, they do. But you know what? It's a bit of a catch-22, I suppose.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, so there's fucking shitload of information. Obviously they got techniques to bring down the UAPs, as we're seeing, but I think they had more better methods to bring down instead of shooting them. Like, I don't know why they advertise that. Anyway.
Because it's probably the only method that, like, we can sort of comprehend. I assume they'd have some sort of EMP pulse or something like that, completely disable, like, electronics, if they do have electronics. But a lot of people that have been in said there's no electronics. It's all hand movement. You're fucking locked in. You know what I mean?
And people have got sick from it, apparently, who's handled these craft.
Yes.
And
radiation.
Grouch, he alleges that Russia and China are in a Cold War over the technology that is there.
I'd believe that.
You know?
I believe that. Two communist superpowers, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And just because they're communists doesn't mean they're friends.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
look at Cuba. Cuba's still communist. Why does no one ever talk about Cuba anymore?
I don't know. That is true. No one thinks about it. There's no missiles there, I guess.
Yes. Like after the war in Iraq, man, they found how many WMDs did they find? How many? Zero. Right. Yeah.
Man, that was a classic move on their part. Like, I remember at the start, even Saddam Hussein, even though he's done some things, whatever, he sent them all these documents. He let all the UN fucking inspectors in, man, and they're like, "Yeah, there's nothing here," and they're like, "He's hiding them. He's fucking hiding them."
Because that's how they make their money, bro. They make their money off fucking war.
Well, wasn't that is it FIO? Sorry.
The US is overdue for a war, man. Their dollar is worth printing money to keep it going.
Bro, they're already funding a war at the moment.
Which one?
They're making money.
Which war?
Ukraine, bro.
Nah,
that's how they're funding a lot of their military. Whatever. That's what is it? Theo Roosevelt or whatever? Theodore Roosevelt. Is it him or something? I don't know if it was MacArthur. No, MacArthur wouldn't be him because he won a nuclear war, but. He said, watch out for the military-industrial complex in the next, 30, 40 years. And that's what we said.
Pretty much fucking funds everything. You know
that's why they're like, oh, save fucking Ukraine, save all this. Send them weapons. Use our money. They're just sitting they're just pocketing all this cash on people fucking killing themselves. Or, not themselves, but killing each other. At the end of the day, that's what they're doing.
I also think it's very important that people actually look into the president of the fucking Ukraine. He's not squeaky clean. I'm not saying that it's one way, but the president of the Ukraine is definitely not fucking squeaky clean. You know what I mean? Google him. There's been shit that's gone down, especially during election times, and he comes across, my people need help. Bullshit. I don't think everything that you're perceived on the news nowadays that I watch, there's something else going on. Yes, unfortunately, and it's fucking horrible that people have to fucking die for this, but I always think there's some higher agenda that's going on.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like, people are going to die, of course, in war, and people are going to defend their lands, but the way they've pushed into this conflict is obviously by ill means. And it's probably it's a test for these companies who can also show look what our weapons are doing. Look at the fucking murdering all these people.
Man, it's fucking disgusting. Hey, it's honestly fucking disgusting.
And it's always the case. The rich send poor people's sons and daughters to war while their sons sit at home and cash and smoke meth like Hunter Biden.
Young men die so old men can live.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I believe there's a moral in a war if you're defending your own land and your family and house, but pushing it for the wrong reasons is pretty fucked. But I do believe that there has to be, an armed defense force or something, but not to be used for the same fucking rich elite slobs.
It just becomes so convoluted nowadays, though. You know what I mean? Like, you see what's on TV and then you read what's on the internet. It's just so conflicting, and then I suppose you have to take your own view on what's happening, and that could also be wrong. Like, it's not black and white anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we've all been fed the propaganda. We've all been fed the same things. People might take a stand every different. People have their opinions, of course, But you've also got to peel back that little thing. Go, what is actually happening here? Should I take everything face value? No, you shouldn't.
No, you do need to do your own research on everything.
I know it sounds cliche.
On fucking everything. Yeah. When people are like, "Ooh, so you did your own research on vaccines. Do you know what doing your own research was before COVID?
What?
It was called reading. Doing your own research. Shut the fuck up.
They'd rather be told and diverted into yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that. Why do I why can't I have a different opinion on that? And why can't I don't they shove it down your throat, yet you don't shove it down your throat. You're just saying something different. They're like, oh, you fucking.
Isn't it rather with democratic society where everyone's entitled to their own? Like, isn't that what it used to be? Isn't that why we vote fucking people in? But now
there's no point in voting.
No, I honestly don't think there is, man. I think we live in a two-party system. It is the same shit, different shovel. Yeah. That's it.
As you said, we said this before, they look after behind closed doors and Parliament closed, and after all the theatre, that's what it is. It's theatre. They're shaking hands.
It is.
They're looking after each other. They're getting out the rats.
Yep.
That's what it is. But at the start, it's theatre. That's what they want the people to see. And they want to keep us divided in the middle. One this side, one this side.
They do.
What the fuck? Why are we infighting when the true problem lays above? But anyway, that's enough ranting. The people can I'll probably get, who knows, man? You might find me with somehow my car just goes missing into a swamp.
Yes, his brakes failed. Pardon me for 1 second, man.
Anyway, you're back from in and whatever you did. What'd you do?
Yes. I just had to go to the bathroom, man. Quick bathroom break. Also, you didn't ask me how my Tasmanian trip was.
Well, yes, I was actually going to bring that up after we were discussing some serious topics about the titanium submarine, UAPs, the pandemic, etc. So, sir, as you've recently come back from your expedition to the Tasmanian wilderness, how did it go? What can you tell us? You right there, champion? God, what are you smoking? A clove cigarette?
Yes, clove cigarette, man. I tell you, they get me every time. So, man, Tasmania.
Yeah.
It's probably about 20 years in the past.
Beautiful.
From the mainland Cape. Everyone there is absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, I did not see the thylacine. I did go back to the thylacine. It went dark. I sent the drone over Lake Bigfoot. It produced no photos of Bigfoot.
But man, you had a lot of beers, so that's a positive.
Oh, man, just James Bogues on tap 24/7, 365. You know what I mean? It was actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know. Like all I did was go down there and try and see Bigfoot in the thylacine. Didn't achieve that, so I just got pissed. For pretty much the rest of the time. It was actually really good. The people down there are fantastic. The food there is fantastic. And I would tell anyone on the mainland to go there to visit.
Yeah, I'd love to have an expedition there. Hopefully I could see the thylacine or Bigfoot. But obviously it's hard to track. You said it was thick wilderness there, the scrub. You reckon there could be lost civilizations in there, apparently, you reckon?
Look, I hadn't really thought into that, but yeah, it's possible. The head and I did a 14-kilometer hike into the wilderness. Yeah, a medium hike, and yes, I shit you not. And the hen is extremely fit, but I am definitely fucking am not. And it legit got to a point where we had to. There was no one else on this walk. No one else.
Yeah.
She's like, no, people be walking around here. There was fucking no one. Man, it got to a point we had to scale up this fucking cliff.
Yeah.
Eventually got to the fucking top, got into this forest, man, at the top of the cliff, and there was no sound. I even said to the hen, I was like, shut the fuck up. Because she was talking. I was like, shut the fuck up. Listen. She was like, what? I was like, can you hear that? No birds, no scurrying, no insects, fucking nothing, hey. And man, it creeped me out, hey. It creeped me out.
Did you think you were going to get beamed up or something was watching
you?
I've
just never been in a forest where there was
complete silence.
All I could hear was her breathing. All she could hear was me breathing. Hey, it was. I'll send you a photo, man. When we were deep in the green inferno, I was fucking freaking.
So you're just like, all right, I think it's time to leave.
Yeah, I didn't really say anything to the hen, but I was like, all right, let's keep moving, and eventually we pulled out of the forest and finally got to like those boardwalks.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, but, man, it was creepy as fuck, hey.
Yeah, weird shit can happen out there, man. Like, imagine if you found like a weird cabin or something. Would you walk into it?
We went to fucking Port Arthur, right? And just out of the bay of Port Arthur, there's a little island there called the Isle of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whenever a convict died in Port Arthur, they'd go bury him out on the bottom of the island without any tombstones. If an officer died, they'd bury him on the top.
Yeah.
So we went on a little charter around there. You can see all the tombstones at the top, but then all these graves down the bottom with no tombstones.
Fucking hell.
Oh, mate, I was like, can you go over there? He was like, yeah, in the daytime, but like we don't let you go over there in the night. I was like, why? Like people get hurt, fall down the cliff. He's like, nah, there's honestly some like creepy shit that fucking happens there, eh?
Yeah, no shit.
Yep.
Fuck.
Fucking 2 years ago, a woman and her husband went fucking camping there. Something went wrong. Ended up getting the shuttle back or the boat back in the morning, and she was catatonic. Hasn't spoken since.
She hasn't said a word about.
Oh, hasn't said a word. Hasn't said a word.
Jesus Christ, that's fascinating. I've never heard of this place.
Port Arthur. Yeah, I thought I was fucking freaking out there. No.
So obviously you wouldn't go over there at night time.
Yeah. If I'm doing paranormal investigations like you and I have done, where was that fucking forest we went?
That was in Coolah National Park in the mountains.
Coolah National Park. Coolah, the friendliest city in Australia.
And highly recommend stopping at the IGA there and the what is it? We tried to get something from the hardware shop.
Yeah, get firewood, man. They were just like, no.
There's like, get out of here, you and your SUVs for the city.
Pretty much. Man, so even though it was you, I, and two other gents, we were in the fucking wilderness. Like, man, people, and I was still like scared out there in the middle of the night. Hey,
man, I remember like as we were, I don't think we drank that too much. I had a spew session for some unknown reason. Maybe I was inflicted by a demon there or something. You know, I did spew a lot. But as the evening wound down and, we went back to our tents or swags, whatever, man, I just remember laying there and I felt like I was like out of my body and then I could feel something watching me in the tree line, man. And I was like, fucking hell, man. I felt exposed.
It was creepy out there, man. It was creepy out there. And
you were screaming how cold it was, man. That was hilarious.
Yes, because I didn't bring my own. I bought a second-hand tent that had no pegs or a tuff that went over it, man. I think it got down to about -4 there overnight, and I was suffering. But, man, hell of an experience.
Yeah, that's fucking sick, man. Even when I was thinking, I was like, man, even with these, my associates here, I would not do this alone here. Like, I'd probably go insane or something. And
I don't know how people do that, hey, doing it by yourself. Man, maybe do it by yourself if you had a dog with you, because, they've got them fucking sensors. Yeah, man, your dog's going to protect you, but I don't know about flat knacker by yourself.
No, because we had one of our associates screaming at, stuff during the night, which freaked me out a bit. But at least we didn't die or killed by one of our comrades, whatever reason. I did sleep with a knife.
Yeah, yes. I slept with a hard one.
Yeah, so, going back to your expedition in Tasmania, so you had a few highlights there. What displeased you? Did anything displease you about Tasmania? You're going to tell the audience?
Man, absolutely nothing. A pint in Tasmania will cost you about the same price as a schooner in New South Wales. The people there were extremely friendly. The land there is moderately priced. Man, it's fantastic. Except there are no pokies there.
What?
Like
Perth.
In pubs, no pokies.
Ah, fuck. What'd you do? Could you bet on the tab? Is there a tab?
No, there was no tab, man. I had to go to the fucking casino, man.
Jesus.
And the casino was really one of those like low caliber like casinos, you know what I mean? Where they've just got like a ping pong table folded on blackjack on, like
that's fucking dope, man. And you go to drink was a James Bogue. That was fascinating.
Yeah, Tasmanian beer, man, and it was fantastic. You can't get it here on top, but Tasmania. 5 stars, I'm telling you.
5 stars out of 10. Beautiful. Nice review. We'll have to go to there one day. Yeah. So, it's about, what time is it? We've got about 40, we're about 40 minutes in. Any other recent discoveries on your mind there, Peacock? What else? Anything you want to discuss more about? You want to rehash on anything?
No. man. Hey, I think it's just good to fucking do a Discord, and I just like one that July the 1st. This is our first late night rant. We've got a fucking poster up for it. We're going to be posting it all over fucking Facebook, all over the streets, everything, because we're starting at 7 o'clock in the evening, and man, we're finishing it when the calls fucking stop. We're going to be sitting there playing fucking Xbox, just fucking waiting for you people to call, and then we're going to discuss your fucking topics, and we cannot be more stoked.
Yep. Case of piss, obviously, we'll be drinking with everyone out there who's having a nice Saturday evening. We expect, hopefully, we've had some loyal listeners and callers, so hopefully Big Trevor will be back. He'll have something interesting to say, hopefully. And any new people out there who listen to us or just want to call, Peacock's got the number, and I'll also put it on the screen.
0403 245 692.
And if you want to also leave a voicemail before that, we'll play it live as well. But we'd love some live callers. This is what we're about. We want to, see some interesting, fascinating stories you've had, paranormal, whatever, or rants or advice you want to give us. Do you hate us? Ring us. Tell us why.
First of July. Let's just call it tax time, baby.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, and just wrapping up, rehash. Yep, titanium, tragic. Look into it. Could be something coming out more about that conspiracy. One of the members on there was from the WEF. Interesting. Sharwood. UAPs, they're there, baby. Aliens are here. Be prepared. Be prepared. Make sure you have your life sorted out. You got fucking canned food, water, plenty of toilet paper. Make sure you're vaccinated because we don't know what they're going to bring. All right, the aliens are here, and something's coming, and there's enough about that. And also visit Tasmania, 1st of July, like we said. Look out. We're coming to you. If you listen to this in a car, make sure you're drinking a largie on the way home after work. And, what are you doing, man?
I just try to get some, UFO sounds, man.
I couldn't hear anything, man. I could just see you just I was like, what the fuck? Man, how much of that cigarette you smoke? That cloved cigarette.
I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
All right. I'm Licks. Stay sweaty.
Stay sweaty.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about trouble and trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
the sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.